What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. Whew. What a day, huh? They're cracking them pretty good, but it looks like we're trying to find some support down here. I had a lot of trades earlier this morning, but again, we're seeing gold getting creamed, silver's getting creamed. Right now, we don't have anything to do from a day trading standpoint. Our open trade from the other day, one of them's winning, one of them's losing. So that's part of the game we play. They're not all going to be winners. As much as we try, I would not be shocked if we got a huge rally here at some point. They call that the old rip your face off rally, which when they get so oversold, and we're getting to that point, okay, you're getting to the point where we're getting a little close to being oversold. Let me just change one thing here. Okay, that's right. Okay, but when we look, just block that for a minute. Okay, there we go. Okay, so getting close to getting oversold. Certainly in the NASDAQ, you're pretty oversold, so you could expect a bounce. I'd like to see a little bit more volume here. These are more longer term. S&P, you're starting to break down. This may very well be the start of the long-awaited bear market. Obviously, we're not making any predictions, but certainly from a longer-term standpoint, we'll be looking to sell into rallies. But remember, if you've ever traded through a bear market or seen a bear market before, the rallies are vicious. So you don't want to just, for example, I would not want to sell the S&P until it got back to, let's say, 68.80. Now, that's 63 points from here. So it's not like I'm looking to sell it in 10 minutes. Okay. So remember that when you look at it. So let's just see if there's anything happening on a day trading basis that we can potentially take advantage of. And not right at the moment. There was a nice trade in crude a little while ago. But again, that doesn't help you. But I'm still in it. So, but we'll see. Again, we're not going to force it. For most, I would recommend you stay away from the metals. In fact, some of you who may be prop traders might have been banned from trading the metals anyways. They've for a lot of the prop firms have shut those down. But again, we'll see. Google came out with earnings last night, got spanked a little bit, was up, and then it got cracked, and it's down, obviously, pretty sharply here. Pretty oversold. It did not quite get, I said, over $20 down. If it goes lower, I will get long it. I think it's worth a long trade. Okay. If we get down there. Okay. But as we look at the rest, Apple, fairly stable. But I think it's a sale. Certainly I would look to sell call spreads in Apple. Let's see what they look like. But I'm not going to rush in here. I just want you to be aware that's what I'm kind of looking right now. These would be for the, Apple trades Monday, Wednesday, Friday options now. So I would actually look, there's a dividend coming. So we're going to wait on Apple, but it's one I'm looking at. Amazon has earnings after the close tonight. So nothing really to do here. But certainly, obviously, this is down quite a bit. So, we were expected move was $18. We were figuring that 18. So again, we'll see what happens tonight, but right now, not much to look at. Coin's getting absolutely ripped along with Bitcoin. If you're a Bitcoin fan, getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, we're going down to lows we haven't seen since 24. Okay. So we'll see how that plays out in here. Certainly, if you trade the micro Bitcoin, you might want to dip your toes in the water here. You can see gold is just really churning, which is, again, it's down. It rallied yesterday. The last 2 days it rallied into resistance, failed. Okay. Silver rallied right into resistance, failed. So hopefully silver's bottom is around 70 or so. Okay. I think we're 70 to 90. I would certainly be looking to dip my toes in the water at 70. Okay. Platinum, also same thing. I'd be looking at platinum at about 1900. Now, you think those numbers are far away, but you now have seen and witnessed how far they can move. I think the other big thing is the VIX. Tuesday, we said we expected the VIX to go to 20 or over, and here you are. Okay. we expected that, so it wasn't a surprise, and that was where you'd want to be long on volatility. Okay, let's go back and see if there's anything worth looking at. No, not really. We need quite a bit of selling here to get anything. I mean, you need a pretty big bash if we're going to get a blow off here to the downside. Either way, actually, right now, as you can see, the bands are very wide, indicating how much activity and volatility is in the market right now. So let's go back and see where we were. So as I said, coin's getting clobbered. Nothing to do right now. It's got earnings as well next week. Crowd, which is our loser. Again, it's one you could certainly look at again. I would certainly consider it. I'm not going to press up these trades yet. That is something we'll learn over time. But again, because I'm not with you all the time and I cannot keep you updated on exactly what I'm going to do, I try to tend to take more of the no-brainers. And if we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. I mean, right now we're going to be 1-1 this week. So on the big trade, so a small loser most likely, unless some miracle happens. Ether again breaking down to 2-year lows. Meta, which we talked about selling. Google, we're not doing anything yet, but certainly a little bit farther down, I'd certainly look to be a buyer. I don't like the volume on it. I'd like to see a little bit more volume on it. INOQ, close. IWM, come down to support. So I'm not going to be very overly aggressive here today because of what's going on and because I would lean to the long side if I were going to try to put some stuff on, which is what we're seeing. But again, I don't want anybody to get trapped in here as well. And if you have any questions of what's going on or what you want to know, always feel free to fire them in. But I will be a little bit more cautious in this environment right now until we get some idea. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a pretty stiff rally today at some point. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they rallied all the way back. Okay. Again, I'm not playing for it. I don't have a position for it, but it would not shock me. Monster, absolutely getting creamed. Did their earnings come out yet? Or their earnings today? I don't think they came out yet. So obviously, no, they didn't. They're coming out tonight. So we'll sit back and wait on that. Netflix, again, nothing really to do here. NNE, nothing to do here. Let's go back and see if anything's going on over here. So not a lot going on in general right now. But, again, we'll see. Again, I'm not going to be overly aggressive. Nugget, consolidating. NVIDIA was popping yesterday, getting cream coming down to the bottom levels here. Certainly one you could look at. Let's see, NVIDIA. And I would do this, believe it or not, I would do this for the 9th, maybe. I got to see what the juice looks like. $170, $167.50. If I get $1 for that, I would do NVIDIA. $170, $167.50 for Monday, the 9th. Okay. Very short-term trade, 40%. Palantir is getting ripped. Look at how much this is getting destroyed. Again, one to look at. I think it's worth peeking. I know that Burry is short it, and I got nothing to do with it. I think that no matter where it's going from here, I think there's probably an opportunity. Let's see here. So we do this for the 13th. 128, 127. Yeah, I think you could do that for 45 cents. I think that makes sense. I think you can expect a bounce to come off of here at some point. Obviously, you're getting this blow off back to back. So certainly, I think that would work. So we're going to do Palantir. I've got to write it down so I can keep track with everybody what I'm doing with you guys as well. And just looking at my other charts to see if there's anything to flip you back over to. Getting a little bit of a rally in gold right now. Getting a little bit of a rally in indexes right now. QBTS, not quite. Qs, pretty oversold. Certainly one to look at. Now, you could do this for today. You could do it for tomorrow. You could do it for Monday. Obviously, these have 0 DTEs. Let's see here. I think if you want to take a whack at it, 594, 593 for today at 40 cents. Okay. 593, 540 at 90 cents. It's 40 cents today. Okay. I think that's a worthwhile trade to put on. Okay. And SMCI had a nice big pop yesterday, but really just still churning back in a nowhere range. SPY, pretty oversold as well. Not as bad as the NASDAQ, but let's see what the SPY looks like. $674, $673. Right now it's at 33 cents. If it got to 40, a little bit more selling, I would look at that. Not an official trade yet. We did get filled on the Q and on Palantir. XYZ has earnings coming, so we're not going to do anything with that. Tesla getting crippled. Certainly one to look at, but I don't want to get too overly involved and we get too many positions on. You know, again, I do expect a pretty sharp rally at some point here. One of the shots that I did take, I think I mentioned it before, but I did buy the ZSL, which is a short on silver, leveraged. I bought it at 240. So I'm going to hold on to it for a while, and we'll see what happens here. And now let's see if there's anything going on in the world of day trading. Again, just you want to take the extensions against them. If they're going straight up, you want to sell them. If they're going straight down, you want to look for a spot to buy them. But you need a reason to buy. And again, as always, if you have any questions, fire them in. Because we don't have much to do here, so I'm not gonna force trades just because we're here. Okay. But there is some action, and we could certainly get a trade in crude, potentially. Let's see. We could get so the Palantir and Q both filled. Okay. So we'll see what that does. Overall, not a ton of real action. Just basically going straight down. So let's see if we can get something here. Again, we're watching potentially crude. We would need a quick dip down here, but certainly could happen. Certainly, for those of you who like to gamble, if you're a Bitcoin believer, you might want to take a shot in Mara. Again, I'm not recommending. I'm just saying I own it, and if you're looking for a shot on Bitcoin, look at this is pretty nastily oversold along with Bitcoin. I mean, the stock was just $24. Now it's $7. Obviously, it'll go with Bitcoin. It's a miner, so something to think about. Again, when you want to gamble or play in these markets, it's best to find inexpensive shots that you can be comfortable with the risk that you're taking. I mean, the whole game that we play is always about the risk. Okay, it's about the emotional side that you have to deal with and the risk that comes along with it. Okay, and that is something that is important because again, you're going to have to give wider ranges on your stops because of the activity, because of the volatility. So you just have to be prepared. And again, I don't like to put people in that I don't know, that, into positions that get uncomfortable, so that's why we're a little bit more conservative when these things are going on right now. I mean, you're getting the NASDAQ is churning right now. I mean, you could actually, if you were interested, again, I don't trade like this, but you could certainly look to sell at 24/7. Okay. And you could look to be a buyer at 24/5. So it's like a 200-point swing, 200-point range. Okay. So again, I don't recommend. I mean, those are certainly realistic areas, because you can see that's where the market has stayed. It will eventually break out of that consolidating pattern. And which way, we don't know. We would base it on our current data to the downside. But if we looked at a longer term chart, like a daily, we're still kind of trending higher. Even with this little selling, you're really just still in consolidation here. So either way, again, I don't want you to get, too crazy. But if you're looking for things to do, if you trade futures, it's certainly trading the MNQ, which is, very inexpensive to trade at very little risk. But, you got to use a stop of around 30 points if you use a trade there, so $60. Okay. But of course, look what's going on now. We're just getting, we just rallied 100 points in the NASDAQ. It didn't give us a trade, but it just rallied 100 points. Okay. Which is what we kind of thought. So you can look at this now. You got a 150-point rally in the NASDAQ right off the bottom here. Again, we didn't do anything with it, so it's not like we thought about it. But again, that's what I want you to recognize. You can kind of see that. So you're potentially coming up to a seller. Again, this does not qualify under what I normally do from a day trading standpoint. But for those of you who like to play, that's one of the ways you can play this right now. Try to play the range until it breaks out of the range. Okay, that's really what you're looking at. Okay. But you're getting a pretty solid rally here right now. Again, nothing qualifies for us to do anything, but that's what you're getting. So, we're coming up to a potential sell spot at about 24/7. So we'll see. Again, there's not a lot. We got a couple of trades we put on from a standpoint, no day trades. Yet, and I don't think we're going to get any. The movement would have to be too fast and too great and too far, but you never know. Certainly, as you can see, 24/7 would be most likely a sell spot. Okay, 24/7 would most likely be a sell spot. So, in fact, I'm going to put an order in there now while we're here together and see what happens. I'm going to use 24/730 as a stop in the NASDAQ. Okay, we'll see what happens. Again, don't be uncomfortable. One thing you can never do is never put yourself in a position of danger that you're not comfortable with, that you can't handle the risk. I think that's always important to understand. That's the hardest part of the game, is the emotional and mental imbalance that goes on when you're trading, because you make sometimes bad decisions when you're losing, and you're losing more than you're comfortable with, which is why it's very important to be sized correctly as well. Okay. All right, kids. Well, and not much, a couple of trades, pretty wild. Everybody have a great day. And remember, I do the market 120 every day, so you can get an idea what I think. And until Tuesday, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you later. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.